Nice. I'm not going to even try and explain how cold it is this morning, but no doubt it is a perfect day for a flight test, and I think that this one's going to be a good one. So it is flight test day for the SwellPro Swift 2. It's a perfect day, there's not a single little bit of wind. So let's give it a go. I've got 3-cell and 4-cell batteries. Many of you have asked what this thing flies like with a 4-cell because it ships with 3 cells. So we'll give it a try and we'll do some comparisons as well. Enjoy. So I've got 2 batteries with me today. I've got one of the 3-cell 2600 milliamp batteries which came with it. I've also got a 1300 4-cell Turnigy graphene, a great battery, brilliant value. So we're going to test both of those today, but we're going to start with the battery that came with it. So I'm going to install it first upright because that's a better fit, and it also keeps the cables away from the antennas and also the props at the rear of the quadcopter. Turn on the transmitter by holding down the 2 power buttons. I get a warning about one of the switches being up, so I flick that back down, and then it's time to plug in the quadcopter and get ready to fly. Like that. So there we go. Okay, you can now see that we've got the green lights on the rear, and when we indicate, so if we turn left or we turn right, or we brake, or we give it forward pitch, we get nothing. So the lights are multicolour LED, that's really good, really nice feature. When it's unlocked as well, you'll notice that the LEDs turn blue and the props spin. As we mentioned during the clean flight configuration video, it is permanently set to spin the motors when it's armed. Potentially not very safe for a beginner, but it's just the way it is. It would have been nice if one of the switches on the transmitter here was actually configured to turn the air mode on and off. Okay, so we're all ready. We've got the motors spinning up. Let's give this little thing a try. Okay, so we're up in the air. I would first of all say that that is lovely and stable. It's very, very well balanced, this quadcopter. There's not a single sign of vibration there. I mean, I'm off the controls at the moment and I can walk right around it. You can see it's just sat there beautifully. Really, really nice. It is in stabilised mode at the moment. Left and right. They're the maximum extents in stabilised mode. It won't let you roll the quadcopter at all, which is good. That's nice for the beginner. In terms of pitch, there's a lot of pitch on there actually, so that's good. So despite being in stabilised mode, you're still going to be able to pitch forwards and backwards nice and fast. The yaw is very quick actually, that's very rapid. Nice amounts of yaw there. You're not ever going to be using that as a beginner, or certainly in stabilised mode, but it's nice that it's there. You're not going to have to tweak that too much in clean flight. Okay, so let's take it around a little bit. This is its very first flight, so you have to bear with me on this. Again, you know, this is an RTF quadcopter. Everything you get in the box is ready to fly. Whoops, okay. Didn't quite have enough pitch on there. And it goes very nicely. It's very smooth. It's a lovely day for it as well. There's absolutely no wind here at all. So that goes really nice. So as I said, in this mode, you're not going to be able to do anything in terms of acrobatic. So I'm now in intermediate mode. Immediately, the quad's way more responsive. You know, you can probably see it's, if I wiggle the sticks around, much more natural feeling to the quad now. So let's give it a bit of a roll and see what happens. Nice. And again the other way. Very nice. Right, we'll try that a bit quicker now. I think there's a lot more potential here. Okay, yeah, not bad. Nice. Can't beat that sound. Very nice. Let's try for a double. Wow, lovely. Very nice. Yeah, very responsive. Really cool. Okay, and now the one that we're obviously all excited about, the punch. So here we go, get it nice and close. And this is basically just full throttle straight up. So let's see how it goes. And this is a 3-cell battery, remember. Here we go. So, I mean, yeah, it goes all right. You know, nothing extremely, incredibly impressive, but it's not bad. And remember, this is only a 3-cell battery. So what I'm going to do now is take this battery out, swap it for a 4-cell, and see how it goes. So no problems at the moment with the props hitting the antennas at all, which is good, because I was a little bit worried about that when we unboxed this. So far so good. Okay, nice and tight in there, all looking good. Okay, so let's try it with the 4-cell now. Just check around to make sure nobody's here. Yeah, we're all good. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so already this feels so much nicer, so much more pokey. So let's try the punch test with the 4-cell that's in there now. Here we go. Lovely. That was really nice. Okay, so this thing really should ship with a 4-cell battery, not with a 3-cell. You know, I can understand them doing it to keep costs down, but ultimately this is now a quad racer that I think a pro would probably be quite happy with. I'm not a pro, I'm really happy with it, but you know, with that kind of performance, I think that's quite acceptable. It's so much more pokey with that 4-cell. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So maximum speed on Stabilised. Wow, that is quick. Yeah. I mean, it has claims of 160 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure if it's that capable, but let's do another test. I mean, yeah, it's really quick. 160 kilometers an hour, maybe not. It is quick though. Sounds like a Formula 1 car. So let's do some acrobatics and stuff like that again. So let's bring it down, flip it into intermediate mode. Again, we've got that nice responsive feeling again to it. So we'll do a loop. So much quicker now. Roll. Yeah, and the other way. Nice. Even got a double in there. This thing flies lovely. So I mean, the similar quad to this that I flew before was the F210 from Walkera. This is just this is a completely different beast. The F210 all in was about 320 pounds, I think, for everything you need to fly it. Now this one is about 450 pounds, I think. But ultimately, you can feel the difference in the quality here. It's so much smoother. It feels better made. It's not going to be as expensive to repair if you crash or break it. You know, it's a different beast. Now, we've got a dog coming to see us here now. I'm going to flick it back into Stabilised mode for safety. Okay, so our dogs have vacated the area, so we're now safe to fly. So yeah, let's just push this thing a little bit more and it does fly absolutely beautifully. Really nice. I can see this thing opening up in its next release for 3D flight. It's just so well balanced. That's the main thing I'd say about it. It just flies really, really nicely. Cut the throttle, just drifts down really gently. There we go. Okay, so that's the line of sight test. You know, it flies lovely. I'd say if you're going to be flying it line of sight, keep it in Stabilised mode until you know what you're doing. Then perhaps look at the intermediate mode and advanced mode when you're a little bit more skillful, a little bit more ready for that. But in general, as a lost flyer, you know, line of sight flyer, it's really, really nice. If it was between this and the Walk Air F210, I have to say this absolutely wins hands down. It's a really nice flyer. Nice. Right, FPV time. Let's give it a go. Okay, so first the usual camera test. So before I take off, I'm just going to have a look and see how this camera deals with light. First of all, I'd say the clarity of the picture is really good. It's nice and focused, I would say, as well out of the box. So I've not changed any of the focus on here. It is a very bright day today. We've got a lot of blue sky, but we've also got quite a bit of cloud. In terms of how it deals with the difference in light there, it's not bad. It's fairly rapid to respond. Not lightning fast, but not too bad. I think this was an 800 TVL camera. Yeah, that's not bad actually. That's a beautiful shot there. But in general, yeah, that's not too bad. It deals with the light change quite nicely. So put it down. I think I've got about a 25-degree tilt on here. Not a lot. Don't intend on flying this too fast, and I'm not an FPV expert, but we'll give it a try. Lovely clear signal from this as well. No issues there at all. And the on-screen display I've just enabled as well. So when you turn the on-screen display off on the transmitter, it removes part of it, but not all of it. But with it on, it's going to show us the ampage, the milliamps consumed. In the top corner, we've got the mode that we're in as well. So you can see if I switch that, we've got angle, stabilized horizon, and acro. So that's good. We've also got a virtual horizon. I didn't know it had that. That's quite nice. Okay, so you can see the virtual horizon in there. So I'm going to leave that on. Why not? Let's see what it does. Just check around behind me to make sure we've got no one around. No, all good. Let's arm it. So there you go. We get the armed flashing. We can see we're using 0.1 amps at the moment. And let's take off. And we're up. So first thing I would say is we're in stabilized mode at the moment. So this is nice and gentle and soft. But you know what? It's bizarre. The frame rate looks incredibly smooth. That's really good. No signal breakup at all, and I've just flown a complete lap around myself. So that's really good. You see how the camera is dealing with the difference in light there, the changes in light. Okay, so we're on stabilized mode. Let's switch now into intermediate. There we go. Oh, that feels so much better. Okay, and now we'll take it around a little bit. Let's get a bit of speed. Oh, it screams beautifully across the sky, this thing. So we're in angle mode basically at the moment. I've not seen any signal breakup at all at the moment, and I'm quite some distance away from myself. I've got the transmitter, the video transmitter on board set to 25 megahertz, which obviously is the UK legal limit, but it's clearly a very good transmitter. Not a single patch of breakup. I do, however, on my diversity module have a Triumph aerial attached antenna. That's definitely going to help, coupled with a cheap one from Banggood. But yeah, that's really nice. So we'll try for a bit of speed now. Sounds lovely in the air. Thanks for those 3-blade props primarily. Yeah, it sounds lovely. Oh, we've got a dog on the scene. That feels really nice. Let's do some circles around myself. See me here, looking like an idiot. Oh, I can hear a dog. Yeah, we have a dog chasing us. Okay, that's a pain. I can still hear him. There he is, yep. So I'm going to stay out of his way, I'm going to fly away. Again, video transmitter, great quality. It's absolutely incredible. Just a bit of a range test here. Quite some way away now, still no breakup. That's really impressive. Okay, a little bit of breakup now. So I'm going to head back, but probably a good, I would say 300 meters away, possibly something like that. So I've got a beeping now, which looks like, yeah, our battery. So we consumed 1.14 milliamps. So I'm going to switch back to stabilized mode and get this in ready for a landing. So the on-screen display here is really good, but also the transmitter beeps so that you know when your battery level is getting low. So that's really, really nice. Good telemetry there. So let's land it on our mat here. Oh, damn, we just missed it. And that's lovely. At the end now, you get the summary screen that shows your flying time. So we had 3.5 minutes there. Bearing in mind that's out of a 1300 milliamp battery. So about half, it is half the capacity of the battery that comes with it. Maximum amps, 88, milliamps used, 1198. That's not bad actually. I don't think this battery was fully charged. So we've utilized a lot of it there. Maximum speed, all of that's blank, and obviously that's because it doesn't have a GPS, so that's never going to be populated. The same with distance as well. But yeah, really nice. I like the fact that we've got the OSD statistics there at the end of the flight. That's quite nice, quite rewarding. So at the end of that first FPV flight 1, the motors are not even warm. In fact, they're cold. That's incredible. And the battery is slightly warm, but you know, again, it's I think the word is tepid. It's just, there's barely any temperature. It is warm, yeah, it is warm, but it's not hot at all. So, you know, it just shows that these motors perhaps are capable of even more. I don't know about the speed controllers fitted within this, but I wonder if SwellPro would approve the fitting of a 5-cell. That could get quite exciting. So let's load up with another battery. We'll do another quick FPV flight, and then we'll get on to the summary. Okay, so this time I've added a little bit more tilt onto the camera so we can try and get a bit more speed. That may prove to be a wise decision or a very silly one. We will soon find out. In fact, let's go into full acro mode. Okay, so acro mode this time. We're armed. Okay, and here we go. Oh, it feels so much better on acro mode. So we're now on what they call advanced mode, which does feel so much more natural. That's such a better feeling. Again, with the camera tilt we've got now, we can really get some speed. Getting a bit of breakup, actually, for the first time there. And a little bit of hesitation on acceleration. So the quad is tuned for a 3-cell battery, remember. We've put a 4-cell in, and it sounds like potentially there's a little bit of hesitation just when I accelerate, sort of on intermediate throttle. So I wonder if the PIDs might be a little bit too high. It does fly really, really nicely. Yeah, you just hear a little bit of hesitation there, just below mid-throttle. Also, when you hit full throttle with 4 cells, you do get a beep from the quad itself. I think that's just the flight controller telling us that its amps are peaking. Ooh, okay, so when you turn in a sharp corner there, give it throttle. Yeah, doesn't seem to like that. It does fly really nicely though. Nice. And it rolls and loops beautifully. Really, really nice. Let's do that again. I love that sound. Okay, let's try a bit of a... bit of a power loop gone wrong there. Try that again. it is really, really locked in, which is the term you find FPV pilots use a lot to describe a quad that basically just goes where you're telling it to go. You know, I'm not an expert at FPV flying, I'm really not. But this thing is flying really nicely, and compared to flying something like the Walkera F210 or the Rodeo 150, you know, this does just go really nicely. Oof, that was close. Just to add again, I'm not an expert, but this thing flies beautifully, I must say. And you know, ultimately, if you want to learn FPV, you can buy an RTF quad, but you might find that it takes you longer to learn how to become competent with a cheap RTF quad than to just spend the money immediately and buy something decent right from the outset. I must say, flying this thing now, when I first saw the price tag, I thought it looked stupidly expensive, but I think I now see why it's worth spending the extra bit of money, because this, without question, is the best FPV aircraft I've flown so far, and it's great fun. You know, perhaps I'm getting a bit overconfident here. Oh, oh yeah, I am. I just crashed. What an end to a flight, hey? Well, I think at that point we'll conclude that and get onto the summary. But in general, this is a great quadcopter. Here's the summary points. It should really include a 4-cell battery instead of the 3-cell batteries which it comes with, or as a minimum at least include one of each. The USB port is potentially quite fragile, although hopefully that was just a one-off issue. It's quite high priced, but it's aimed at the flyer, not the builder. Consequently, you're paying for the price of somebody else to put this and the specific components together. The 2.4 gig antennas on the rear should be better protected, although during our flight test we didn't have any issues with them hitting the props. And finally, we feel that the package options should include a B&F version, which is bind and fly. That's useful for people that already have a transmitter and don't need a bundle transmitter, therefore reducing the overall price of the package. Now on to the positives. It has a solid build due to its carbon construction. You can crash this thing, it'll roll, and generally it's not going to break. It has a high performance out of the box specification, including 2300 kV motors and 30 amp speed controllers. Out of the box is perfectly balanced and tuned really well, and as most quadcopter pilots say, it has that locked in feeling. It's nice that the package includes spares, which consists of additional props, a metallic spanner, and also some undercarriage accessories. The flight controller is clean flight based, therefore it uses no proprietary configuration, such as with the Walkera RTF quadcopters. It includes a really good quality camera, lens, and video transmitter with switchable power. And finally, it has a really good on-screen display, which even includes a flight summary screen. Overall, if you're not interested in building a racing quad, but you do want to improve your flying skills with a pre-built quadcopter which is tuned, balanced and set up for you, then this is a really good option, despite its fairly high price. For the self-build technical type of person, it looks expensive, and it is, but considering that it includes everything that you need except for the headset, it's actually quite competitive when compared to other RTF models such as the Walkera F210, the 250, the Eachine 250 and similar quads, which are expensive to repair, not particularly well built, nor crash resistant or race tuned. Instead of wobbling through the sky with those untuned previously mentioned quadcopters, the Swift 2 lets you start to actually evolve your skills and improve as a pilot. I hope that you enjoyed that review, and thank you very much to SwellPro for providing us with the Swift 2 to test. You can buy the Swift 2 directly from their website. It costs $600, which is about £500, and that includes everything that you need to go except for the FPV headset. But you can buy those for less than $100. Take a look at the Eachine VRD2 that we reviewed a few weeks ago. Links to the products are in the video description. Please give us a thumbs up and comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.